Hi, everyone. If you are able to join me live, welcome and thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments where you're from. And if you don't really know a lot about me, I'm Natalie. I am a strength coach for women who get overwhelmed with all the jargon online about overwhelm, gym equipment, lifting, all of that sort of stuff. So that's what I do. And for those women who basically lift heavy circles in pursuit to lift heavier circles, I am also a powerlifter for Team GB and basically lift heavy circles to lift heavier circles. And it de stresses me. So why not? Big believer in longevity and how our muscles are the organ of longevity. So I help women to build muscle, build strength, and just remove all the overwhelm. Because let's face it, life is just overwhelming enough, stressful enough, isn't it? So, hi Kelly, thanks very much for joining. Much appreciate you being here. Any comments, any questions you've got, please put them in at the end of this. I'm hoping to have enough time to do a quick Q&A. So yeah, there you go. Thank you. Today's live is going to be about about just that. Why do women feel like they have to keep starting over? Because I don't know why. Why do they have to keep feeling like that? Because I don't know, you tell me. Because you feel like you've made one bad decision, maybe you grabbed a pizza instead of staying on your diet, maybe, I don't know, life just got too crazy, maybe you got in your own way, maybe you had one bad session or you missed a session, so you're like, "I'll start again on Monday," or "I'll start again the first of the month." I don't know, you tell me, what do you think? Why do you yourself keep starting over, or why do you think women keep feeling like they have to start over all the time? You let me know, and maybe we can talk about it on here. Um, let's face it, right? Life gets busy. We've got work or businesses, if you wanna separate the two, like myself. Kids maybe, or maybe you're a carer for somebody elder, an elderly relative or friend, or maybe even you're like a partner or something like a friend, something like that. So you've got other people who are relying on you. In my case, it's a toddler, it's a 2-year-old. So life's hectic, life's crazy. Maybe you rely on momentum and you rely on motivation too much. Maybe, right? So we can talk about that as well. Um, what else? Maybe plans just go astray, right? Maybe you have mapped your week out, mapped your workouts out, and I don't know, car breaks down. Like me, you get stuck in traffic today, stuck in traffic because of a crash for a whole hour, and I couldn't move off the motorway. Couldn't get anywhere. There was nowhere to go. There was nowhere else to go. So, yeah, maybe that happened. Maybe you only had 30 minutes and you ended up in an hour's traffic jam. Can't be helped. So maybe your plans just, I don't know, go astray, right? Or maybe I've been doing this 20 years. I've been coaching for 20 years, and the amount of times I have women, I'm like, "Hi, where have you gone? What you doing? You were doing so well. What's happened?" And I finally hear back and they're like, "My motivation left me. My motivation's just deserted me." So maybe it's that, right? It could be a mixture of all of those things. And life, it just happens, but it happens to everybody. So even the people who don't have kids, they still have things get in the way of their plans and their lives, right? And one of my biggest things is one of my biggest pieces of advice is plan in your workouts like you would a meeting or a doctor's or a dentist appointment. Plan it in to your schedule and treat it like something that important. A meeting to yourself because it is that important. Okay. You are that important. Your workout is that important. Your meal prep or your cooking or your shopping is that important. And have a reminder, whether it's on your phone or I don't know, in maybe you've got a special area in your home or a private space in your home, and just put a reminder there saying, I am that important. I do matter. My health does matter because it does, whether other people are relying on you or not, right? It still matters. You still matter. So maybe put a reminder somewhere just to remind yourself. If you do gratitude and affirmations and things like that in the morning or before you go to bed, then you can add it into that. Say, today I matter. Today my workout matters. Today my workout is in my schedule. And unless something happens that I cannot control, like me getting stuck in a traffic jam this morning, I will honor that time to work out. I will honor that space to be healthy for my health. And that could be your mental health as well, not just your physical, right? So that is something that is a big tip that I give people, right? Put it into your diary, put it into your schedule, and treat it like it's something important because it is. Okay. Whether that's the same every week or whether it changes. So for me, some weeks I can only train 3 times a week at the moment. Some weeks, don't know what happened there. Some weeks I can train more. I've had a client that I see twice a week on holiday for the past 2 weeks. So the past 2 weeks, I'm like, I've got like 2 hours a week where I'm usually with someone that I I'm not with somebody. So let's make the most of that time. So I've trained more. Um, but yeah, so that's a big thing for me. Plan it in and make sure you honor it. Honor yourself. Put yourself at the top of that priority list whenever you can because you are important and it is important. Okay. So that's a big, big thing. Um, you'll also find that if you have a plan and you have structure, it's easier to stick to, right? It's much easier to stick to. And you rely less on motivation. The more consistent you are with that as well, the more things crop up that will be easier to kind of go, actually, no, I can't do that. That's my workout time, and not feel guilty about it. Don't do it because, as I just said, you matter and your time matters. We don't have a lot of it, right? No matter where you are in life, you haven't got all the time in the world. So, yeah, motivation isn't the problem. Stop using it as an excuse. Get yourself a plan, whether that's a workout plan or like a weekly structure, which is what I just talked about. Get it structured, get it in, get it set, keep going. All right. Um, brings me on to my next point, which is all about how you train, right? You've got it structured, you've got it set in your week. You've got argument's sake. you've got 15, no, you haven't. Sorry. You've got 3 hours a week. You've booked it in, you've put it in. You're like, this is now in my diary as a meeting. It is a non-negotiable. Well done. But you turn up, whether that's to your workout space or to the gym, and you're like, I've got 30 minutes to myself. What do I do? So you join a class, you log onto your phone and find a workout somewhere. I don't know. You follow something else, whatever it is, right? You just pick something at random. Random workouts, random results. You're there with your very precious limited time, and you're probably wasting it by doing something random. So going in with a plan of what you're going to do, even if it's a loose plan of what you're going to do, is better. And don't be scared to repeat. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Now, if your goal at the moment is, do you know what? All I want to do is tick a box and get moving, random workouts, fine. If your goal is to go, I just want to spend this 30 minutes, hour on myself to work out, to move my body, random workouts, fine. Do what you want, fine. Stay safe, but random's all good. But if you've actually got goals for your body, for your health, for your fitness, for your strength, random isn't going to serve you. Okay, it's not. You need a plan for when you walk into that gym so you don't waste your time there. Whether, like I said before, whether that's a locked in plan, hello, or whether that is a loose plan, is up to you. Okay. Now, I teach something called the 5-lift framework. So I'm like, right, you haven't got a lot of time. All I want you to do is hit 5 lifts. You don't have to hit all 5 lifts in one session. You can just pick 2 or 3 of those lifts every single workout, and then you're done. 5 sets of 5 is good. That depends on where you are on your journey, and just keep it simple. I do find that women I've spoken to in the past, they're like, there's too much to do. There's too much equipment. There's too many things I can do. I'm like, right, let's just do 5. Let's remove that overwhelm and that obstacle, and let's do 5. Not 20, not 100, just 5. And we're not even going to do all 5 in one go. We're going to spread them over the week. So we're going to pick 2 in session 1. We're going to pick a different 2 in session 2. And then we're going to pick the one that you've missed in session 3 and another lift. Okay, we're going to do it that way so it's not overwhelming. So when you've structured your week, you're going to go, oh, all I've got is 5. All I've got is 5 lifts. So what I'm going to do is on session 1, I'm going to squat and bench. On session 2, I'm going to deadlift and I'm going to row. And on session 3, the one that I've missed is overhead press. So I am going to overhead press and I'm going to squat again. Or I'm going to bench again. Or I'm going to deadlift again. I'm just going to pick one of the others that I've already done and do that twice this week. If you've got a little bit more time, you can have a third one and go, actually, I'm going to do 3 lifts in this session. I'm going to do 3 lifts in the second session. So I'm going to hit every lift twice. But the third session, I've only got half of that amount of time. So I'm not going to be able to do that. Excellent. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Okay. Doesn't matter if you're repeating lifts. You just don't want to repeat the same lifts every single time you go, unless you're like, right, I have got like an hour, I've got like 90 minutes, 2 hours, 3 times a week, and I want to dedicate this time to my workout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit 5 lifts 3 days a week because I've got a recovery day in between, so I know that I can. Ace. Do that. Your body will thank you. And I know you're probably thinking 5 lifts, it's just not enough now. Yes, it is, because the 5 lifts are the main ones, and we're going to hit all the major body parts, right? When you're lifting too, your core's engaged. Use your core, brace, get your breathing right. If you need help with that, download my freebie, it's in my bio, and your core will work. Okay. If you're worried and you're like, actually, it is 5 lifts and I get it. However, I also want to get my cardio in. That's absolutely fine. Couple of ways we can look at that is one, get your steps in. Get your steps in every day. It's not cardio, but it helps. Okay. Two, what cardio? What cardio? I know, right? The other option is you go, right, I'm going to have 10 minutes at the beginning of the session where I'm going to warm up on a piece of cardio equipment, just going to get everything going. And I'm going to take it nice and steady for 5 minutes. And then when I'm a bit warmer, I'm going to push myself a little bit more for that next 5 minutes, but I'm not going to wear myself out because my priority with my energy right now is these lifts. And I don't want my form to go bad. One, because I don't want to get hurt, and two, because I want to get the most out of this time that I've got to myself. And then you can add on another 20, 15, 10 minutes, whatever it is, at the end of your session to empty the tank if you want to and really push for your cardio. Okay. Really, really push. Right. That is another option if you've got that extra time. So yeah, 5 lifts, we're going to hit everything. Okay. You've got your squats. If you can only squat once, my preference is going to be a back squat just because you're going to be able to load. And I know you're probably scared of loading if you're new, but don't be scared of loading. Okay. We want you to lift heavy. We want you to challenge yourself, we want you to push yourself, and we can load better on a back squat, especially when we're a beginner. You don't have to do a back squat. Any form of squat is fine. And if you don't want to use a barbell, you don't have to do that either. My free framework does cover dumbbells, and I've got a free kettlebell one on my YouTube if you only have a kettlebell to use. Okay. So yeah, there's options. Okay. But back squat would be my preference if you don't have the time to do too much squatting, but any form of squat, right? We want to really, really hit the legs. Squatting's great for your core. And most importantly, when you get older, because remember, we're talking about longevity, when you get older, squatting and strong leg muscles, strong glutes could literally save your life. Could. Help you get on and off the toilet. Okay, that probably won't save your life. But I don't know about you, I'd really like to be able to do that independently for as long as possible. Getting on and off chairs, furniture, things like that. I'd like to be able to do that too. But when I fall over, because it probably will happen at some point, let's face it, even now, because I'm clumsy, fall over, I don't want to break bones. Lifting is going to help my bones be stronger. My muscles are going to be strong enough to take that impact if and when I do fall over. So that's another thing. But also, I want to be able to pick myself back up, even if it's to pick myself up to phone an ambulance or to phone a friend to go, I'm 80 and I've fallen over, help me, right? I still want to be able to pick myself up, and squatting, building muscle, lifting weights right now is going to help me into the future. Okay, benching. Let's talk about benching in that capacity for a minute. What's benching going to help me do later on in life? It's just going to help with everything upper body. It's going to help me move things. It's going to help me push things with my upper body. Having upper body strength transfers over into so much. Shopping when you're traveling, Right now, I've got a 2-year-old, so it helps me with her now. But what if I have grandkids one day, or I have friends with little kids when I'm older and I want to do that? So you've got kind of that, just that quality of life. Okay. Overhead press is going to give me the same thing. I go traveling, I want to be able to put my own luggage overhead, no matter what age I am. I just want to be able to do that. Right now, I want to be able to throw my daughter in the air and catch her and not have that be a problem. I want to be able to carry her when we go for a walk when her little legs don't want to carry her anymore. I want to be able to do that. Okay. And yeah, that's bench and overhead press really. Next one, deadlift. Deadlift is so key to just most things that you do in life. It really is. Can't stress that enough. I hate to say it, but I would say it's more important than squatting. I really don't like deadlifting. I don't enjoy it. I do enjoy it to a point, but I do have a love-hate relationship with deadlifts more than anything else. Okay. I do. Um, yeah. So, get deadlifting. It's going to help you so much with things that you want to do independently for as long as possible, and really, really good, as I said before about the other stuff, really, really good for your joints, really, really good for your bones. Obviously you want to do it safely. I get it. You want to do it safely. One of the things that comes up for me over the years is, I want to lift. I get why it's important, but I am scared of getting hurt. And to be honest with you, I can't afford to get hurt. Can't afford to get hurt. I've got the kids, I've got the shopping, I've got this, I've got that. I've got too much going on. I can't afford it. Yes, I agree. Can't afford to get injured either. And if you push yourself so much, you'll pick up twinges at the minimum. But doesn't need to stop you if you're safe and if you're clever with it. And my 5 lift framework goes through that too. I can help you with that. I go through things like that on my email list, so you can join that for free. And I also go through things like that on my Facebook group, which you can join for free as well if you want to. If you want links to either of those things, or you want me to send you the link for the 5 lift framework, drop it in the comments and I will just comment back and send you the link. Okay. That is not a problem. And then what was the last one? The last one was bent over row. Bent over row again. I want to be able to bend over and pick stuff up. I had a client a couple of years ago. She had a really bad fall in the shower, and she'd broken bones before, so she was a little bit fragile in the bones area anyway, because she'd had multiple surgeries, etc, etc, etc. Anyway, she fell over, she broke a leg, and we kept in touch, and she was like, one of the things I'm really missing is I can't move plant pots around my garden. This was when she was obviously on the road to recovery. She was back in the garden, she was off crutches, etc. And I was like, is that what you want to do? And she was like, yeah, that's part of my independence. Don't want to have to wait for my husband to get home from work to move a plant pot when I'm in the garden enjoying myself. It's like, right, why don't we turn that into a goal? Let's pick a small plant pot that you can't move right now independently, and let's practice getting to that. When you can do that, we'll pick the next one, and then we'll pick the largest one in your garden and make sure that you can move it independently and you don't have to rely on anybody else coming to help you out. When she did it, bless her, she sent me an amazing testimonial, and she gave me a shout out on Instagram, which was lovely. Loved her for that. But it's things like that in your life, right? Things like that in your life where your strength training really comes into it. And bent over rows can help you move stuff, furniture, stuff that you're not even thinking about, right? You want to be able to move furniture, you want to be able to move house, you want to be able to help your kids move out, whatever it is, you can do that. Do your own shopping, whatever it is, right? You can do that. Strength training, it will help you. And if you are clumsy like me, or you have a history of osteoarthritis, anything like that, strength training can help you. And these 5 lifts are the perfect place to start. Do you need to stick to these 5 lifts forever? No, you don't. But like anything, we want to build a solid foundation. These 5 lifts will give you that foundation. If 5 lifts is still too overwhelming for you because you're worried about getting hurt, because you're worried about XYZ, download my freebie, download my 5 lift framework. If it is still too much for you, reply to one of the emails that I send you and say, this is still too much. Can you knock it down? And I will tell you which 3 to prioritize. And in the freebie, you get a plan to follow in there. So if you're after a plan where you don't have to think about anything, don't have to think about what to do when, don't have to think about the sets and reps, it's all in there for free, guys. I email it to you when you download it, links in my bio, or drop me a message if you want me to send you the link directly. Okay. Right, so those are the 5 lifts. Like I said, if you do want less than that because it's still too much for you, and which is fine, let me know and I can help you with that too. We want to build the foundations. So when you want to add exercises, when you want to change things up a little bit because your foundations are feeling solid, then we can do that. And we can do it much easier because you have better foundations. You will be stronger. I'm getting weird notifications on my phone. My apologies. Um, yeah, I am. That's completely thrown me off course, I'm sorry. But yeah, if you want to, progress onto other lifts, if you want to start using the machines in the gym, if you want to get more out of that, or if you've been doing this for 3, 6, 9, 12 months and you go, "Actually, I've got more time now because my life's changed." For me, like, when my daughter goes to school, I'll have more time just like that because she won't be with me as much, right? Which is very sad, but I'll have that time. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I can spend that extra time in the gym. So I can go, "Oh, I don't only have 30 minutes in the gym anymore. I'm ready to add to that." But it will be easier because my foundations are much, much better. And that's what we want. We want you to be able to go, "Oh, I've now got a little bit more freedom of choice." Whether that's because your life has changed, like I've just given you an example of, or whether that's because you feel fitter, you feel stronger, you feel more capable, you feel like, "Oh, actually, I now feel like I'm not going to get hurt." Or I now don't feel as overwhelmed or anxious or scared of the gym, maybe. And then that's great, right? That's exactly where we want to get you. The gym was not built, it was not invented to scare you or to rig up your anxiety. It was there to help you improve on the things that you want to improve on, right? That's what it was there for. So try and have a mindset shift if you need one. If you need some help with that as well, drop me a message, pop in the comments. Maybe I can give you some, I don't know, prompts or a little bit of something to help shift that mindset, get you in the gym or get you working out, get you moving your body. What else? Whatever it is. Okay. Cool. Another thing that comes up for me is women will go, I've got the time, I know I need to work out, but I get to the gym and I'm just wandering around because there's so much going on. Again, this is where the 5 lifts really comes in handy. It removes that overwhelm. Great. If you've been injured before, can you still do them? Yes, you can. Obviously, that depends on so many things. So if that's where you are, if that's your space right now, drop me a comment, drop me a message, and I can help you navigate the 5 lifts or just strength training around what it is that you're going through. Okay. I'm not an injury expert or anything like that. But like I said, I've been doing this 20 years. I've been active all my life. I've been injured. So I can probably steer you in the right direction. If I can't, I can definitely help you steer into the right path. Okay, with that. Brilliant. Um, yeah. So if that's ever you, you walk into the gym and you're wandering around, you're looking a little bit lost, you then feel like people are looking at you because you are wandering around looking a little bit lost. Or even if you're in your own workout space at home and you're like, I've got this kit, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know where to start. So one, you end up doing nothing. Two, like we talked about before, you end up doing a random workout. Eventually, your motivation will leave you because of your lack of results. Even if you're just there to go, actually, I am ticking a box, I am just ticking a box to get moving, your lack of results eventually will get to you because we're human. Just happens. Um, and if you're in a space where you have been lifting, you are lifting, but you've hit a plateau, then my 5 lift framework can still help you through that. And if you need more information on that, pop it in the comments, drop me a message, because it can still help you, especially if your foundations aren't that good. So keep that in mind. Okay. Something else that comes up a lot. I've had a plan. It was a 4-6 week plan. Didn't work. Didn't work. Have you given it long enough? That's the thing. You think that 4 weeks, you think that 6 weeks, even 12 weeks, you think, I know I've given it long enough and it's not working. But you need to think about the whole picture, okay? Obviously, this does depend on your goals, your results, your life circumstances, okay? It does. But you need to look at the whole picture. Is just becoming consistent in the gym, just building those foundations in the gym, the goal right now? Because you've come from nothing, come from doing nothing, or come from being really inconsistent, then yeah, 6-12 weeks probably enough, right? But is the goal to just get consistent? Because if you haven't been consistent, or if you've come from doing nothing, you will get goals, you will hit results, you will get somewhere just by adding that consistency into your life. Are you increasing the intensity as and when it's necessary, as and when it's getting too easy? Or are you just sticking to that same plan and just doing it because that's the easy option, right? Because that will stall you as well. Okay, so that's something to think about. And then obviously things outside the gym, nutrition and sleep being the main ones, very, very important. They will support your strength journey, your lifting journey, your goals. So look at that too, because if let's say you've been consistent, you've been on this plan, for 6 weeks, you've been on this plan for 12 weeks, you've been consistent, you've followed the exercise plan, but you're still not getting your results. However, has your food been just as consistently good? Doesn't have to be like perfect or anything like that. And have you been getting enough sleep? Because if those two things haven't been consistent, like your lifting's been consistent, that could be holding you back as well. So that's another thing to think about. One of the other things I love about this 5 lift framework is the confidence that it gives you. If you're new, the confidence boost you're going to get is insane, and it will come so fast. It really will. Whether you're doing it with a barbell, with dumbbells, with a kettlebell, even body weight and things that you can do at home for your rows, right? The confidence boost you're going to get is insane. And the confidence in your body, in yourself, in your own ability is just going to skyrocket. Okay, it'll be great. And if you are already on a lifting journey, doing this framework, getting your foundations good, and letting me help you progressively overload them every single week will also do wonders for your confidence. And that is massive. It's one of the reasons I absolutely love lifting, because what it does for your confidence is like is like nothing else. Okay, it's absolutely superb. Anyway, feel like that's enough of that. I don't think I've had any questions come through, but if you have got any questions for me, drop them in the comments and I'll try to get to them. I did put this into my community and just ask people to give me some questions that they thought might be appropriate. So I'm gonna go through them unless something comes up in the chat. Okay. I don't know where to start. I think I've covered that. Download the five lift framework. If five's too much, message me and I'll tell you what three to pick. Follow the plan. Kettlebell, body weight, dumbbell, or barbell. Wherever you feel comfortable. Doesn't have to be the same. You don't have to go, I'm going to do all 5 lifts with a barbell. Go, actually, I feel comfortable doing bent over rows with a barbell, but not the others. Actually, I want to deadlift with a barbell, but not the others. You can mix and match, not a problem. That all depends on how you feel and what you've actually got access to. If you're in a gym and you've got access to all of them, then you can mix and match them. Absolutely no problem. You know, you walk into the gym one day, everything's busy, there's a class going on, whatever, go to the barbell, you've got it. Or, what are my body goals? Right now, I'm trying to learn how to Olympic lift, and my technique is not great. My triple extension isn't great, and I row too much with my arms. So, don't really have body goals as such, but my training goals, that's what they are at the moment. So yeah, if you walk in one day and you're like, right, all the barbells are free, great. If you walk in the next day and you're like, oh, all the barbells are taken, I haven't got time to weigh around. Grab some dumbbells, grab a kettlebell, mix and match it if you want to. It's really not a problem. How many times a week should I strength train? And then what do I do about cardio? I've covered that as well. But here it is. Ideally, you want to get a minimum of 2 strength training sessions in a week to start seeing and feeling results. Then what about cardio? Tag it on to the beginning, the end. If you need to, just get your steps in. It's not ideal for cardio, but don't really class it as cardio, but it is better than nothing. And if you are doing lifting or you're doing my 5 lift framework, just increase the reps. Do it that way. Yeah, I'm not a big cardio person. I just increase my reps, increase my volume if I'm not increasing my weight, and get it that way. There you go. What's the diet like for lifting? One of the things I love about I'm a big foodie. I like to eat out. I like to explore different cuisines, and one of the things that lifting allows me to do is keep eating. you need a lot of calories, right? You need a lot of calories. I mean, I think women especially grossly undereat anyway, the majority of the time. But in terms of lifting, yeah, it's great. Hit your protein, figure out what your maintenance calories are, go in a little bit of a surplus. I should do lifting then. Everybody should lift. Even if it's just to help your future self stop breaking bones and help yourself get up off the toilet, whatever, then yeah, lift, do it. It's just brilliant. So good for you. So many other benefits that I haven't even covered in this. But really, your future self will thank you. Start lifting. Definitely. And yeah, cardio, add a session on the end. I like to swim, so if I get the chance, I'll go right 3 strength training sessions and one swim, and I'll do it that way. Failing that, I'll just get my steps in, try and get my steps in every day. 10,000 steps, not necessarily. For me, what I like to do is if I've trained that day, minimum of 6,000 steps, and if it's a non-training day, then minimum of 10,000 steps. But again, it depends. My daughter's sick or anything like that. I hate running. I don't run. You don't need to run. You don't need to do that. If you don't like it, don't do it to yourself. Just don't do it. Cardio wise, pick something you enjoy. Dancing, for me, it's swimming. I've got a 2-year-old. Take her to soft play, take her to the park, run around with her that way. But yeah, no, I don't do running either. If you don't like it, don't do it. If you don't like swimming, don't pick swimming as your form of cardio. If you really enjoy a sport, go and do that. If you really enjoy running, do that. Pick what's better for your mental health when it comes to cardio because you'll stick to it. Um, I struggle to get my steps in, let alone anything else. Yeah, this one comes up quite a lot. And this is where you go right back to the beginning of my video, schedule it in. You are important. Make yourself a priority. Schedule it in like a really important appointment that you'd have for anything else, whether that's doctors, whether that's seeing your kid's headmaster, or I don't know, whatever else, whether it's a meeting with a client, put it in the schedule, and then it becomes a non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Don't move it. Don't move it. Um, and if you're lacking in energy that day, and you're like, do you know what, I just can't do it today. I haven't slept. In my case, my daughter's been up all night. I just haven't had that recovery time, then I would definitely just go, actually, I'm at the gym. What I'm going to do is just going to get my steps in at the gym. I'm just going to walk, listen to something, and not put myself under that kind of pressure. Do I like the row machine? I love the row machine actually. It's not something I would really do my cardio on, just because I don't like it for a long period of time. The only cardio I really get for a long period of time is swimming. But but yeah, rowing machine's really, really good for your joints to warm up before you're lifting. So I do go on to the rower pretty much every single session, and I only do 5 minutes. Simply because the action really, really good for your elbows, good gets your shoulders moving. Really good to loosen my hips off. My knees and my ankles are working as well. So yeah, rowing machine is a great one. Thank you very much for your comments. Hi. But yeah, I'm about to close off because my dinner is in the oven. Love a bit of multitasking, right? So I need to get off. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. For those who have commented and interacted, absolutely brilliant. Do I watch football? I do watch football. I used to play. I don't watch it as much anymore. I've lost my love for it really, but I enjoyed the World Cup. World Cup was good. If you've got any questions about your own training or anything really, you got any questions, just either drop them in the comments, drop me a DM, and that's fine. Which team do I support in the World Cup? England. I'm English. Support England, and I'm from Wolverhampton, so Wolverhampton Wanderers are my team. But yeah, if you've got any questions, drop me a DM, pop some more stuff in the comments, and I'll get back to you when I can. And if you do want to join my list, ask me, and I'll send you the link. If you do want to join my free Facebook community for women, then let me know and I'll send you the link for that. And if you want to get started on your lifted journey, or you've hit a plateau and you want to push past that, download my freebie. It's in my bio, or message me and I'll just send you the link. I absolutely love talking about this sort of stuff, and I'm just happy to help. Anyway, get lifting, enjoy it, keep in touch. Thanks again. Have a great day. Bye.